Hello folks, well it's a bit of a change of pace here. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at this. As you can see, it's looking very nice. Now the good thing about these is, right, is that this is the old-fashioned version of the triang. This is a Hornby triang, as you can tell, because it's got the little side just there. It's got like a little side screw. The whole body comes off, and it gives you access to the whole like motor itself. Now, I've dug out today some of my steam oil. This stuff's brilliant. I've put a bit of rapeseed oil in it. It gives it a real sticky, like, you know, it stays stuck. Right, and I've gone through the motor, and after thoroughly cleaned it off with some of that stuff, this stuff is brilliant. It's like brake and carb cleaner, but it's like, you know, it's just better. And stainless steel brush. Surprisingly enough, like, it conducts quite well from the middle wheels. And I went over, like, this is a 4000 grit pad, and I literally just got it in between the wheel and the contact. I don't know if you can see that, and just give it a clean. Right, give it that one a clean as well, and there's a neutral one, I think, is that right? I'm not sure, one of them is, like, you know, one of them's a neutral pickup as well. So now I still haven't fitted these clips, because what I want to do is I want to solder them, and I'm going to, like, you know, I'm going to create a plug, right, you know, that I can then plug the Hornby standard controller into. So it's a bit difficult to see, isn't it? So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just holding it on the track. Now when I first got this wouldn't move. Reverse it. I don't know if you can see that. Right. Oh, I'm quite pleased with that, you know, 10 minutes work with what do you call it? I've straightened out the buffer hooks as well. Now the only flaw is obviously you've got a nice transfer that side, but as you can see here, somebody's got it wet or something, you know, or it's just torn off, so it does need a new one of those. I'm just using wet wipes on the plastics. Seems to have come up quite nice. There's a few dry spots. I mean, this is quite an old Hornby. And the only fly in the ointment that has been is it's missing its copper, like, finial on top of the chimney. I mean, when I first got this, like, I'll show a picture up of what this looked like. You know, this was covered in like about 20-30 years worth of dust. The engine wouldn't run. The couplers, the coupling rods, they were like all like matted and rusty. You know, there's quite a lot of, like, I can't seem to get rid of this yuck off the wheels. I don't know if that gives it adhesion or something like that. But yeah, I know this is quite an old Hornby model that is still working. Right, it's still working well. I'm not going to do too much with this. Like, I now have a working engine. And I bought a little raker wagon, because there's no point in having like, you know, a train without any things to pull it. So here we have a United Dairies Triang 4-wheeler mill tanker, and I remember when these used to, like, still see them in London, like when they were done loading up Vauxhall. SO petrol tanker. These 4 wheels, and I don't know if you'll notice, these are all metal wheels and axles. Still as good as the day they were made. And a slightly damaged BR brake van. Right, you know, because this is the era there when you had brake vans. It's missing a piece of plastic there. I'm sure I can get, I don't know if you can see that. I'm sure I can cut a piece of plastic to, like, you know. And this one is a triangle, and I love this because it says made in England. Right, so I mean, this is the pucker stuff, right? You know, okay, yeah, it's missing the what's it? The bit of floor, and there's, like, unlike the Hornby ones which had glass in the windows, and I mean, you know, they were a little bit more ornate. Like, you know, I do like the triangle stuff. It doesn't go too far. Right. So, oh yeah, the only other thing is, like, being a brake van, or a guards van, or whatever you call it, like, you know, it doesn't have the hooks on it for some reason. It's never had the hooks on it. Most it has, yeah, it had one there and one there, yeah, so they did have hooks on it, but somebody's taken them off. But, you know, you don't want it to be, you know. So there we go. Let me just swap to the other view, and we shall see.
A few moments later.
And here we are. Now all of this, plus the track, plus an 08 shunter, like, you know, I haven't even paid a tenner for. You know, look at that, it's really come up really well. Like, you know, the fact that it's probably like a 40-year-old or more, like, pannier. And you can see the detail, like, you know, just 10 minutes with, you know, carb cleaner, Q-tips, stainless steel brush, right, you know, there's the controller, right, which I'm quite happy about as well. Coffee, e-cig, right, you know, and of course, like, I've put some of this on the motor bearing inside the actual, like, housing itself, because this is, like, a bit lighter. You don't want to use heavy oil on, like, you know, things like motor bearings or shafts. So that's had a drop of this, like, you know, this slime oil, which is just watch oil. So there you go, like, you know, my beginnings of a new railway set, like, you know. I mean, I've got my fingers in many pies on this one. Like, I'm going to get some Daypole kits, and look, you know, because I mean, Daypole do basically this one. You can get tankers, cranes, you can even get locomotives, like, you know, which are, like, you know, quite well done. I mean, they're old 1950s Airfix kits. And they're also quite cost effective, because you can, like, build, say, like, the Deltic SP1 prototype, and it, like, you can, like, either fit a motor to it, like from a scrap loco, or you can get, like you can get motorised brake vans or motorised coaches or wagons, like, you know, which got a motor from one of these, like, in there, and it pushes from behind. So I haven't got a full circle track yet, which is, like, what I'm hoping for. But what I'll do is, like, you know, when I have, like, you know, we'll have a bit more of a to do. But the next video in this series will be the Class 08, which I'm working on. I'm still trying to find some buffers for. So I will see you in the next one, and take care. Bye.